Hello and welcome to Bones and Ursula reviews their very first comic. Reminder that Moonlight is still going on. It's our queer werewolf anthology. Yeah, support that. Also, Ursula's here.
Hello, I'm here. So today we are going to be looking through our very first chapter of our very first comic. It's called Sovereign, the most amazing comic ever.
God.
Because we were cringy 17-year-olds.
It's ironic, the title.
That's true. I still kind of like the title.
Yeah. If you haven't read Sovereign, don't worry about it. We're just going to critique it. So this was our first title page. It is not good. It is really bad.
There's parts of it I like. For the most part, it's having troubles. I did not understand typography. So this font here, I remember I created a hand-lettered font that looked like this, which is very weird. None of it matches. Not very structured. I don't like it very much. And then I turned that into like a font I could type, and then I would like paint over it to make it more, I guess, like decorative.
Yeah, but like the main thing that stands out to me is just the composition of this page is just awful.
It's terrible. The joke of it was it's Elias, our main character here, is supposed to be so nervous that he's like hiding from the title font. But in doing that, I've put almost the entire contents of the composition up against the side of the page.
There's this big, huge square portion,
a big
like right there.
Of nothing. So the point of like a composition is to like lead your eyes around the page. So, you know, you look at the title and then the characters and then background elements, and things are supposed to be placed in a way that it brings you around the whole thing and then back to the start, and you're not thrown off to the side like you are in here, where you look at you read the font, then you look at Elias, and then there's nowhere else to look.
So this is not our first page because this is not the prologue. We forgot about the prologue. Anyways, I remember you working on this page so long. Like, you always, like, you didn't quite understand that you're supposed to keep, like, fonts the same size.
No, because my problem was I would draw my bubbles in before I would letter anything. So instead of fitting the bubble around the lettering, I'd do the opposite. A lot of letters got shrunk down because of this, and it can be hard to read. And it's very inconsistent.
Was this when you would draw the pencils, or did you only do that for the prologue?
No, I remember doing pencils for this, and then I'd scan it in and then do digital inks and colors. So something you'll notice in this whole first chapter was a lot of my color. I did a lot of shading with black, which makes everything very gray, makes everything very flat. And I also kept things dark. I'd go like polar opposites. I'd have things that were way too dark, and then sometimes I'd have something that's way too light and washed out. And there was no in between whatsoever, but there kind of was, just because everything was kind of gray and mid-tone at the same time. I don't know how I did this.
Now some actual comicking.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Just looking at his like back tattoo and stuff.
Ugh, why did I design that? It's so overcomplicated.
It's beautiful. It'd be great for like an illustration, but not a comic.
No.
Oh my god. Also, you always like put like words to describe what they were doing.
Yeah.
And like so many motion lines.
Yes, oh my god. Just because I didn't know how to draw like implied motion.
And
so
the
I just draw motion lines.
Oh god, the backgrounds are so ridiculous.
The backgrounds are so muddy. There's nothing in them. Like he's just in a blank void right now.
I don't mind the composition as much. Like, aside from every other problem, like where the backgrounds are all the same, I appreciate that there's some difference going around. There's definitely a lot of, you don't know where everything is in relation to anything.
Yeah, what I've done here is the camera flips around quite a bit, so it's hard to tell exactly where he's standing in relation to things. It's just kind of like the camera's like zooming around the room, and it's very disorienting. But yeah, I do like how there's lots of variation in the different panels. Like, it's not just the same shot over and over again. Oh, that's cute. I like that first panel.
That's really cute. I like how the panel itself like pops off too.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, there's a lot of like motion and stuff going in there. I do appreciate that you like kind of experimented a bit more back then.
Mm-hmm.
Back then.
I didn't have like a set structure because it was like the first comic. Because I think when I was doing this stuff, I didn't know what I was doing, so I draw whatever looked cool. And then I kind of figured out like, oh, there's a structure to things that I should follow like 100%. And now I'm being like, well, now I know what the rules are. I'm going to try playing around with them now. Oh, okay.
Wait, one sec. Let me read it. At first glance, it looks very poorly with very poor flow, but if you actually followed it, it's pretty easy to follow. Like, you get pointed down by like that eye line, and then you follow it, and it is pretty good. And she has like that nice hair swoop that kind of brings you back, which I really appreciate. But oh my god, these faces. It's because they're supposed to be so pale that I think you just didn't know how to deal with it.
Totally. Yeah, because you're supposed to be very like, was it like they're always up at night?
Yeah,
so,
they're
like,
basically nocturnal.
Yeah. So they had like pale skin and stuff. Disclaimer, we hate all the backgrounds here.
I love you trying to do the reflections in the mirror, even though it's very clear that this mirror is really has a very clear image, but you like obscure it to make it easier for yourself.
I think what I did to make that mirror was I took the color layer out from under the lines and mirrored it.
Oh my
and
god.
then dropped the opacity and blurred it.
Oh my god, I hated this page. Okay, because there's like a scene change and it's so dark.
I was terrible at showing characters moving through spaces. And again, this is because I didn't have any backgrounds. I didn't know how to place the camera so that you could understand where people were. So what he's supposed to be doing is he follows behind her, and then she turns on him when he's like right behind her and growls at him. But like, it looks like, I don't know. It's not portrayed well. It does not look like
his
he's walking.
His chin is so big in the first panel.
I know.
Oh, it's on his chin. It's like his mouth's placed too low, and it's so black that you think that that's his collar. Oh my god. It's so dark. Oh my god.
And I have no idea what's happening in the last panel. I think it's rooftops.
Yeah, it's rooftops in like a city street.
It's so hard to see.
Okay.
It's my boy.
Perhaps the greatest and most talented man in the world was there for the event, doing some of the most amazing things in all of history. Okay, Bones. This is a Bones problem. The amazing Zoltar, behold him in all his amazement. I love this page. I hate the coloring. I love the page. Why does Zoltar eat candles? It's never explained. I never came up with like an answer to this question. He's like a fire eater that like sucks.
The fire eater that sucks. Partway through the comic, we just drop it. He never eats candles, I think.
No, he never does. It was part of the RP, but it doesn't really make sense in the context of the story. I like his reveal. I love him. There's a lot of character here.
I don't mind what I did with this first panel of Zoltar.
Yeah.
Like, that looked pretty well structured.
It's very anime.
It's so anime. You can tell I was like deep into manga and anime at the time.
Oh my god, this is so dark.
No.
Good thing that you added Grump there so we know. I don't know what to say about this, but oh my god, the motion lines, and it's like completely dark.
It's because you can't tell out anything that's going on. Same problems as before. You can't tell the characters apart from the background. This one's weird because the camera again is skipping all over the place, so you can't tell where Eris is in relation to Zoltar.
I like that he tosses him away and then he suddenly has his hand back on him.
Yeah. What? You also cannot tell that he's pulling his scarf in the first panel.
Yes, you can. You wrote yank. Ambassadors are loaded. Of course we'll make money. And we're invited to this party. That's really good. I like that.
That's cute. I'm getting worse with the bubbles where they're overlapping each other in different panels, which like you can tell what order they come in, but it's confusing about like...
I think you almost pull it off. I think the problem is me as a writer doing ellipses instead of M dashes constantly. But it's like Zoltar is like interrupting, and that's why his bubble's overlapping. I think you just didn't push it super far. And it's also weird that ambassadors are loaded is in such a tiny bubble when it's clearly like Zoltar like talking over Eris.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh god. This is the pirate ship, this blob.
Oh my god, I hated your pirate ship.
This is the palace tower thing.
I really cut down on the Zoltar narration because it drove me crazy.
I like how Basil's looking at like a blank piece of paper.
This panel's so bad.
No, I hate it.
I like that there's a big reveal, but then you show less of her.
I know. I hate it because it's really pointless, like, fan servicey stuff.
It's not even good fan service.
It's not, because it... I don't get the purpose
I like that her
of
butt
being
is saying
mysterious.
boys.
Yeah. You're right.
It's also weird that Basil's reacting like this when you see like how Raelle normally dresses throughout it.
Yes.
Where she wears like even less clothes. Everyone's so corpsey with like your gray, like...
Yeah, they're all very...
Can you zoom out?
Sure. Because even Crossy in here, the blonde guy, he's supposed to be like super tan because he spends all his time in the sun. He's from like the Light Kingdom or whatever. But I made everyone's skin look really ashy and way too light. Like even characters who are supposed to have darker skin, I did it way too light because I didn't understand contrast or color relativity or anything like that.
This is the first time where I'm like, why is everything pointing towards Elias in that first panel?
Yeah, it's all pointing like down
Vertical
to
panels are really hard.
They are. I don't use them as much anymore just because they are hard for flow.
This is some party.
I like that panel a lot, and I like the sound effect actually being like a sound effect.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're supposed to be wandering out into like a crowded reception hall.
I was so mad at you for drawing things like that. It's like, draw the extras. You're like, no.
Oh my god, look at her in the background. That chin, that neck. It's so long.
Olivia at the bottom makes no sense either.
No, she's supposed to be wandering back down the hallway they just came from.
Like, she's literally planning to assassinate him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is she like this? Like, what is it even supposed to, like, portray?
I don't know. It's a really good question.
Some guest lists you have. Pardon?
The 3
A
people
lot
in the
of
room.
ladies. I'm so sad that those ladies don't get to show up again.
I know.
Kia is adorable. Those two in the green are a lesbian pair that run a kingdom together. Bless them. Some little Robert and Bennett.
Oh, right. I remember putting them there and being like, eventually people will know who these characters are.
Very true. I hate this page, though.
Agreed.
I hate the cringy misogyny of my old writing.
That too. I also like how he's like, man, this guest list, and you can only ever see like 3 or 4 people within the room.
Yes.
I was supposed to draw like silhouettes in the back, but they're just swallowed up by the void.
This is a really wonky page.
Very.
Love the tiny little hands. You know, the problem with the tattoos is they really create this like mishmash, like whereas like hands are in front of it, but you can't really understand what his hand is.
Totally.
It's like camouflage.
One problem with the tattoos was, one, they're super hard to draw over and over again. Like, they're impossible to recreate. So they all look different in every panel. And also, yeah, they're really chaotic. They're really weird visual elements.
Yeah. How about wow. Crossian. Oh my god, I hate it. I love it and I hate it.
I know.
I love it as teenagers being teenagers. But oh my god, I hate it.
It's terrible.
Happy birthday, Ambassador Elias. I hate that panel.
Same.
Happy birthday, Ambassador Keechan. Like,
What?
He's looking for Crossian. Crossian's disappeared.
Right, but I didn't show Crossian disappearing.
Yeah. Because I think Crossian's gone off to find more ladies because he's been interrupted.
Exactly.
But it's, oh my god, what a terrible page.
It's got so much repetition of like useless elements.
It's so have too.
Yeah.
Every panel is perfectly the same.
What it feels like to me is, at the time, I didn't know how to draw any of this, so I was just drawing what felt easy.
Crossian feels like watching Beetlejuice. Where I'm just like, oh my god, after dealing with people like hitting on you actually, like as an adult, you're like, oh, he's just gross.
Yeah, you're like, ew.
Yeah, but as a teen, you're like, oh, this is ladies, guys.
Slide of comedy.
People hitting on my wife, I'm now like, ew, stop. You're making her uncomfortable. It's not about me. Oh my god. The one panel where you draw the party. Oh my god, you can't even see that's Zoltar. Also, where did Zoltar come from?
It's a good question. See, like, there's no setup of what the room looks like. So when people show up, it's just random.
He's got a marshmallow face.
I know. That's the thing. I didn't understand how to keep anything on model because there was no model.
Also, the second 2 panels, like, they should just be one panel of just, like, wait and be grabbing him.
Totally. Because you can show that Elias is walking away in the same panel that he's being grabbed. Everything's lost in the void because Zoltar's coat is the same color as the background.
Third panel and the second one. The second one's cute.
Yeah.
The third one has like good action. Like if you would be able to see it as some cute foreshortening kind of going on.
Yeah.
Also, why is like Elias kind of like halfway in that panel? Like he's just shoved to the half in this second last panel.
You mean Eris?
Oh, yeah, Eris. I like it, but also, like, why is it half the panel? Like, it's just so bad.
It really should have been, like, a vertical panel, because the joke is that Zoltar's supposed to be lifting him off the ground, but you can't see their feet.
He's like a cat. He's like a cat. His, like, spine just got longer, like, when he got lifted up.
But, like, if I hadn't put the helpful little lift there, you would not have known that he's being lifted up. Also, because their heights keep changing.
This is incomprehensible.
I remember I was so much trouble with it. So what's supposed to be happening is Eris gets his hand caught in one of Zoltar's pockets.
And Zoltar turns around to see what's going on, but he's stuck in his pocket. So he gets flung to the floor.
But it just doesn't make sense. Because I didn't show anything.
It's such a useless page.
Ugh.
It's happening again, but it just doesn't make sense. You just cannot see it.
You just can't see what's going on.
It's the bottom page. Oh my god.
Oh my god. The color...
We still haven't seen Rael's face yet.
No, I don't know why it was a reveal, because it's not like...
It'd be hilarious if she just had, like, a eye patch the whole time. She's like dressed as a normal ambassador, and then you turn around and she has like an eye patch. Alright, let me explain this. This is just bad writing for like a page where the half of it is dedicated to Zoltar and Eris's thing being finished. And then it just switches focus to Elias at the end, which hasn't been built up in any way. Like, why is that the end of this page when this page has nothing to do with Elias and Rael? Like, it's just bad storytelling. What makes it extra bad is that, like, you don't know where Elias and Rael are in relation to Zoltar and Eris anymore. Like, it's just really bad. I like the boobs.
Thank you.
I have some... I love it!
Oh, it's so cute.
I have something to show you. We'll be back before he even starts, I promise. There's, like, wonk to it, but it's cute.
Yeah.
I very much like the second one. And the very last one where she's squishing his face. It's very Rael. She's such a mustard and ketchup girl.
Yes, that was one problem with her design. It was a very, very McDonald'sy. Okay. She's supposed to be pulling him through the party full of people, but there's no one there.
Oh, I like Crossian.
All right.
I think it's a cute page.
Yeah.
It doesn't really quite get it across, but that's more of an issue with you haven't shown the party at all.
Exactly.
And like, yeah, this is like an issue that's just confounded by like previous issues. Elias is so dumb. I love him. Also, the levitating torso is really strong. Because it's so hard because now you're trying to show a very dark place.
Yes.
I hate this part. Because one, why is Elias spooked? He has freaking night vision.
Literally.
Like,
that's one of his powers.
We never discussed this, but he should have night vision just like inherently. And you're supposed to be able to see like outlines of people and stuff, but you can't.
You can't.
It's just Elias's levitating torso.
I like when Zoltar and Olivia are in the same panel.
Yeah.
I don't like the one where it's just him. The last one is also really...
Shoved to the side
when it's mostly about Olivia's reaction. So
yeah.
She should be the close-up or something.
I hate it because like you can't even see Eris's reaction.
He should be bursting out of the panel.
Also, I hate that Olivia's reaction to it happens before seeing it.
Totally.
It's just not well done on this page.
It's not well paced visually. But it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I love them. There's more of it's more of the same problems on this page.
I love the little U faces at the end.
Everything's kind of slowly falling apart, I think.
It's getting near the end of the chapter. Ursula was running out of steam.
That was cute. Proud of you for actually drawing people.
Heck yeah.
This is all for your own good, kid. Their plan is so stupid. I like that little panel at the bottom, except for her back. Nothing is established. I'm really bad at establishing anything about the world. It's very inconsistent. Me when I wake up. Okay.
Oh, right. He's like, yeah, I did it. And they're like, oh.
That was great. You guys are trying to save him.
I also like how she doesn't explain anything to him. She's not like, you're going to be assassinated. We're here to help you out, kid. They're just like kidnap and threaten.
It doesn't make sense. I will completely admit, like, Sovereign doesn't make sense at all. And what's going to happen next makes no sense and also gets retconned. Okay, so, like, he cuts him, which is, like, to stop his, like, tattoos from working. But that actually doesn't work. But, like, my way of explaining it later is just Elias is so stupid that he thinks, like, oh no, they have cut my tattoos. I can no longer do magic.
Which doesn't make any sense.
What a weird splash page. Like, I wrote the worst splash pages. Like, I didn't describe what I wanted in them at all.
It would just be like character walking away, and I'm like, how the heck do I show this?
It helps having backgrounds to make good splash pages.
One thing to remember about making splash pages is the bigger the panel, the longer someone will look at it. So if you have a big splash page like this, make sure it's very intricate and there's lots of things happening.
Or, alternatively, it's very important. You can have just one thing.
Yeah, true.
Or it can be for pacing. Like, I'll add a black page sometimes. So he's eating candles and impressing people. And then he sees his brother and his ex, and he's like, Eris, let's go.
But it was set up so you think he's looking at Olivia.
Yeah.
But he's not.
I think that's good.
Yeah. I think this panel where he's noticing he should be centered. I don't know why he's off to the side.
Yeah, and I also think it should just be like him noticing them and then grab and go.
Yep.
And like, why is there two panels for Eris being grabbed and pulled away? Like,
that's a good question.
Also grab. None of this is explained, but they have like,
oh right,
like a shared emotional connection thing. Because like Eris gets confused, and then Zoltar's confused because Eris is feeling confused. Like, if it was set up better, like that would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so confusing what the page before that is even about. Now, I take several precautions when I leave Eris alone for extended periods of time. Wait here and don't move. X for easy identification should a crowd or runaway situation occur. A circle to make sure he stays in the same place for easy relocation.
Why does he think it's Eris? He just came through here.
I wish they looked more alike.
I know.
Like, we should have pushed it in their designs a lot more.
Yeah.
But I kind of love how easily mistaken they are, despite being so very different.
Like a whole different, like, color scheme.
But I also kind of love it because it just implies, like, Zoltar, like, just has not noticed Eris. He's like, small boy, light hair. Eris?
Eris?
Where could they have gone?
Sorry.
X, magical tattoos, hair, blonde, age 16. Why is 16 bolded?
It's a good question.
Circle, dark magic. It's so stupid. I love it. It's so absurd. Sovereign's just absurd. There's too much repeating Alberts.
Yes, it should have been reduced to like 1 or 2 panels.
It's also kind of hard to look at because they have such similar color schemes, and Albert's so different compared to the other pirates.
Yeah, because he's all green, where everyone else is like red and blue.
Yeah, it's weird. I think my complaints followed through because like you can see vague shapes of people now, and like there's almost a building happening.
Yep.
I think someone complained. It's so much of the tattoos that it's so blurry to look at the whole thing.
I know, and it's so disjointed. Like it's hard to tell that she's just like glaring at him. So he's like, whatever, I give up.
Like you can't even tell that they're bumping into each other because your action lines don't work against the tattoos. Too much tattoo people.
And too much repeating talking head panels.
Also, it's so weird. Like, that's such a weird, like, not even 180 thing. Is she's going in one direction, and then, like, she completely changes directions.
Like, why not just, like, I don't know why I didn't just have her, like, shove him and be, like, idiot in the same panel.
Yeah.
Also, why is there this random panel of her just glaring more?
Because she's evil.
It's so evil.
R. Why is there a little R in the corner? I have a lot of pirate characters, like ridiculous pirate characters. I didn't know this was a trope of mine because I was just thinking about Honeywalls.
Oh, right.
I think how easy it is to kidnap Eris. It's because he's malnourished.
I wish you could see more, but Eris's coat is so, like, dark. This is
so
really cute.
Yeah. Running up the stairs together. What weird perspective.
Very. What? Okay. Look, just no one is competent.
Welcome to Sovereign. Only Basil knows what's going on.
Yep.
Only Basil and Olivia.
It's a really cute Raelle where she's like stopping to breathe.
I like it because it's a joke because I used to add these scenes in all my books where people would just be traveling upstairs like forever. It was like my go-to like okay, I need to pad for time. Okay, we're gonna walk up some stairs. And it's like a joke about me doing that.
Yeah. Ursula, what are you doing?
This is really bad.
It's terrible. That's like the ship with like ladders hanging down from it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense. Because like, why would you have these like waving ladders that you could be thrown off at any moment? Kind of have the ship docked right beside it with like a walkway.
Yeah. It's just bad. The ship is so ugly too, and like you didn't look at actual ships at all.
Nope.
Also, like all you can see is her back. There's too much of Raelle's back.
I know.
In this comic.
Like, I wish I'd shown like all of the characters here. Like a big sweeping shot or something.
There's also just too many panels for like such little information.
I know.
I like this page. I've always liked this page because there's like enough stuff going on. It's too dark to see Zoltar, but like if the contrast was upped, it'd be good.
Yeah. You see him running
to grab the ladder to save his best buddy, Eris.
Yeah. So what a precarious way to hold Elias. He's gonna fall and die.
She's muscly. You just can't see it because Ursula can't draw muscles. I like this page. It's
too.
A good page.
Agreed.
Aside from the darkness, obviously. But the first page panel looks unfinished, but I'm really proud of past you for trying to draw a castle.
I tried to draw a background with things happening.
Yeah. And there's like enough variation and stuff is happening. I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
I always like the flow of this one. Also that you drew like background stuff. Not background stuff, but like, I don't know. There's backgrounds.
Yeah,
I
tried.
Albert, we have the ambassador.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this last panel. Like, what?
I like it because there's pulled out shots and there's close up shots.
Yes. Yeah, I also like the one with Zoltar a lot. It's a really funny shot.
Yeah. It's good.
Oh, I did an action.
Boom. Also, like, Raelle looks awful. Also, like, why is the third panel even there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's show off what we can do. And I think this is the end.
I think so. Yeah, that's it.
10 out of 10. Cute little babies drew this and wrote this. So I don't judge it too much.
That's true. We were trying our best.
So I hope you liked us going through our first comic ever. If you want us to do more of these, we definitely will because it was fun. Yeah. Keep up doing your comics and we love you.
Exactly. You know what? Because we used to do these like... Sorry. We used to do these like really silly, messy comics like this. And now look where we are today. And you will do the same. Trust me.
Yeah, we believe in you.
And it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, we have to go get to dinner. So see you guys in the next video.
See you later.